it makes sense for them to want to grab that before they do anything else. So this is the reason why I'm all right. So this is going to be another live recorded session. I'm looking here at the NASDAQ futures. What I noticed, of course, we can see the market is bullish, but what I was noticing at the close of Friday's session, which was, we had an early close there. We were already building this area of liquidity up at these highs right here. So it came up Friday. Actually, was it Friday? Yeah, Friday. It made this high here. So into the overnight hours, I saw the market pulling back. I knew it was going to go ahead and grab this area of liquidity. These are things that I talk about on the video here on the channel, in the content, in multiple videos, guys, about liquidity grabs, looking to the left to see if there are gaps that need to be filled. I mean, the recipe was there, okay? So we had a nice pullback here, and then the market pushes up, taking out all these highs right here. We've got, one test, two tests, pushes down, comes up, test again. We've got a triple top there, and that's an area where liquidity is stacked up left to right, okay? And then the market comes over here and starts filling these gaps back to the upside. I talk about that in videos, looking to the left to see we have, the gap may be filled here, a gap may be filled here, back up to this area of this is supply over here, but this is an old area of supply. I'm really not interested. Can the market hold up here? Yes, it is, supply resting up there, but the market breaks right through it. Okay. The opening of the 930 volume coming into the market, it just slams right through it. But I knew it was going to do that. When I saw especially liquidity resting right here, I said they're going to test these highs up here. Now we're off to the races to the upside. So the only thing anyone should be really paying attention to is really looking for opportunities to go long. Yes, the market can pull back and start filling some of these gaps back down to the downside, but you have a demand zone resting right here. You have one resting right here below here. So I would be entertaining and looking for opportunities to go long again versus taking shorts. So I'm looking here at my 24 range chart, and because, looking at the market on the 120 range, we are very bullish to the upside. You can see the market is breaking structure constantly to the upside. Again, we took out this area of liquidity. We took this major high resting right here out, okay? Broke to the area structure there. And now we have a major high resting up here. As you can see, right here at 21,340 or 41 area. That's a major high from pretty much the beginning of November. I'm not saying we're going to get there today or even possibly this week. We may. But right now, we are bullish, and the only thing I'm looking for right now are opportunities to go long back to the upside. So, on the higher base chart, yeah, we could come down and test some other areas or prior to areas like right here around 845. Beautiful area of demand resting right there. And we could come a little bit lower as well and test down here around 20,974. Now, I like to look for entries or opportunities. I talk about it at low volume areas, at key levels. Okay. So that could be in this area right here. And it also could be below this area here. If the market pulls back. So I can erase this zone right here. This is something from last Friday, I believe, that the market never pulled back to. It was a high probability demand zone. But as it stands right now, I'm looking at my 24 range and we're just pushing to the upside. As far as opportunities, which, from this morning, yeah, we got to pull back right here. And let's see where we're at. 20,944. This was around 7 something this morning. The market just pushed up higher. Again, like I said, I had already seen the market and knew what the market was trying to do when it started breaking structure back to the upside. And we started, taking out or breaking structure higher. I saw this area sitting right here. And this was prior to Friday's close. I saw this area of liquidity. It did nothing but go up there towards the close and pull back. So at the opening session overnight and to the London session this morning, again, I knew that the market was going to definitely, push through this area of liquidity because there was 3 taps right there already. So I'm going to wait and see, if we're going to pull back right here. Now, there's an area of demand resting right here now. The market's tapping off of. Could we reject off of that? Yeah, we possibly could. It's breaking through this. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I'm not taking anything off of this because this is a low probability setup right here off the 24 range. And it can react here. I'm not saying it won't. It definitely can react and probably come back up here and fill this area. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not gonna take a trade right here because we're kind of we've been bullish since the overnight session. After the market kind of corrected and started pushing through London back to the upside. So we've been bullish all London into the opening session now. So I personally would like to see it pull back some before, actually pushing back to the upside. But we'll see what happens here on the lower time frame or lower base chart. Again, this is a demand zone resting right here, and maybe we get a pullback to see what happens. So I'm going to try to focus on maybe some scalps off of the 24 range chart, since the market is really not pulling back to any key higher base zone level yet. All right, so let's see. The market's pulling back. This is a low probability zone here, but I'm not sure quite yet that I want to take an opportunity going long here, because it's got some opportunity. It's just some area where it could pull back here on looking at the higher base chart. So let's scale down and see here. Just waiting for an opportunity. It's roughly about almost 10 o'clock my time right now. So let's see if we can dig a little deeper into this area of this zone here, this demand zone. We've already tested it. That's one thing that I don't like, is that we tested it already. So I'm going to wait patiently and see. As you can see now, we're making some bearish movement to the downside here on the 24 range. So let's see. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I see why the market's reacting right here, even though it's a low probability zone on the inside. It's wanting to fill these gaps right here, of course. So I'm not 100% convinced yet that it's, maybe done kind of pulling back yet. But, again, this was a little pop to the upside, offers low probability zone right here that's already been tested inside the higher base zone. Okay, that was a nice little push to the upside. Again, I'm just looking to take, hopefully, these high probability setups. I'm looking for this area down here, but we can start breaking some structure on the lower base chart back to the downside. You have some people that would probably ask, okay, look, we're breaking structure lower on the lower base chart. Would you looking for any opportunity to go short? No, not at all, because we're bullish to the upside. And then you're also, if you try to do that, then you're trading right into this high probability zone off of the higher base chart. I don't want to trade against, trade into a moving train. So that doesn't make any sense to look for shorts. But yeah, right now I'm just going to wait it out and try to see what actually takes place. Maybe we can come back down lower and test some other zones. Okay, so we're very volatile right now. We have news. That's the reason why the market is acting erratic. It's acting erratic right now. Major news right now. So let's see what happens. You can see the market's pushing up, going crazy, of course. So when you see news, in the market, stay out of high impact news is what I'm trying to say. Don't center or stay around it. Yes, it creates a lot of volume. Wait for the storm to clear. 5-10 minutes after, when you see volatility kind of get back to a normal pace, there'll still be volume there to trade. So I'm going to wait it out and hopefully get a nice setup on a pullback. Maybe even right here around 21, 159, 160 area. So we can kind of wait to see if the market taps that zone just for a quick scalp if we can get there. But it could actually come back down to this area here around 21,136 or 137 area. So I'm just going to wait and be patient. I'm not looking to just jump into anything right now at this moment. The market's building up some resistance right here where this blue line is at. Okay, there's liquidity resting there. It could react right here and want to go up and just grab that now, but there's no key level for me to trade off of. So I'm going to wait patiently to see what's going to happen. Let's see if it reacts here. But we got to be careful because there are areas to fill back down in this area down here with imbalance resting there. So let's see how the market reacts here. All right, so I mentioned about that area of liquidity resting up above here, right here. The market pulled. I got into a trade right here, guys, at 166, and it happened so quick. I got into it before I even hit the record button. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that my stop would have been right back here. It was resting right here at 150, basically 158 area back. I like to give myself a few points room. But this was just for a quick scalp at 21,166 up to 21,174. Just a few point scalp. Again, I mentioned this liquidity resting right here. So there was just a very, very quick scalp back to the upside for a few points. and it was off of this zone right here in the 24 range. I'll show it to you. This was the zone, high probability, 24 range demand zone, because we're already pushing to the upside and we're bullish. I've been talking about that in this video. So sorry about that. I did quickly get into that trade, and it just happened so fast to where I wasn't able to get into, start the recorder quick enough. So now we're pulling back, and we're coming off of, news at 10 o'clock. So we're only like 5 minutes, 6 minutes after the news event. And so I waited a couple minutes and then took a quick scalp. But yeah, let's see what happens now. I mean, we could come back and test, let's see, on a higher base chart. I mean, this is another demand zone right here, an area of demand. You can see it reacting off of it. I don't really like it because there's no high probability area off of the 24 range, so that's why I'm not interested in scalping it going back up. But it is definitely going up. We're just bullish today, very, very bullish. I'm going to turn and look at the ES futures just for a quick bit here and take a look to see what's going on. 60 range chart, bullish to the upside. As you can see here, yeah, breaking structure above this area right here. Major swing back to the upside here, major high broken, so we broke structure there. Pull back, there was an area of demand here. There's one down here, but be careful about this one here because this one is a little older zone resting down here. But if I go over and look at the lower base, my entry chart, which I like to take a look at on the ES futures, we broke structure to the upside right above this area here. Now, valid areas of demand resting back here, okay, as you can see, but the market kind of slightly broke through it with the wickedest candle here. So, and it is, still kind of reacting off of this area and kind of moving sideways here, but there's a valid demand zone back here as well, and where the market can come to react and maybe get a bounce back up. So, but the thing about the ES is it's a very slow moving market, so we have to be just gotta wait more patiently than like a fast moving or thinner market like the NASDAQ. All right, so I'm currently looking here at the NASDAQ. I had to restart my computer, guys. Sorry about that. It's getting a lot of glitching on a couple of my charts. I believe I have too many applications running. But anyways, back at it. Waiting for this thing to finish out here. But looking at the 24 range chart, we are currently breaking structure to the downside. But if I go back to my higher base chart, you can still see that we're bullish to the upside. Actually above the VWAP here, still on the 120 range chart. So the market is pulling back. Be careful about trading, some of these other zones or older zones here on the 24 range. I know a lot of people probably looking for long opportunities to go long, but you can see that we're breaking structure to the downside now on the 24 range. So just be careful. Can you look for quick scalps? Yes, you can. I mean, going short, but I'm not looking to really go short because of the higher time frame is pointing in the upward direction is what I'm trying to say. Even though, we are moving to the downside on the 24 range chart. So, but we have these demand areas resting here, and the market can still react at them even though they're low probability. And we're still in this, we're down in this low volume area here. Would I be interested if the market came down to this area here? This is a high probability zone. Yes, this is a high probability demand area back around here, and it's within a low volume area here on the volume profile. So I'm kind of just waiting to see what it's going to do. It's past my trading hour, my trading time. I didn't get too much opportunity to trade, so because we've been very bullish today to the upside. Yeah, there was a pullback. I mentioned earlier on a trade that I took. Forget exactly where it was at, but it was a pullback to a key area that I scalped on going to the upside. But I'm just going to wait right now. I'm going to actually look at the ES to see what it looks like. Look at the 12 range. I mean, it's still bullish to the upside too. We got these double. It made a high here, breaking this area of structure above here on the 12 range. You got these double tops resting up here. That is liquidity sitting there, so be careful. It could come down here, and I'm going to mark this area. Well, let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to mark this area right here because the market could actually come down to this area right here. This is a demand zone off the 12 range, low volume area, and it could go back up there and want to, grab this area above right here. So have a mark. Going to see what happens. Looking back at my NASDAQ chart here. We're just going to wait it out. All right, let's see. What is this market trying to do? All right, I'm gonna scalp back to the downside here just for a quick scalp. We got it in one contract. Let me close this out here. Okay. Only got filled on one contract there. Hopefully it goes back up maybe to grab this other contract here. If not, then I have to settle here. My stop, I'm just gonna put it right here. Okay. I'm gonna move it up just a little bit higher here. It's probably gonna fill. I'm looking for it to fill this gap here. This is all for rejection in this area right here. Grab a little bit of liquidity here on the 24 range, and it's probably gonna come down here and fill this gap back down to the downside right here. Okay, this imbalance. So let's see. Come on. Got in the trade late, very late. So all right, let me give myself a little bit more room here. Stop right there. Okay. Bring this up a little bit right here. All right, so hopefully we get filled here. Got my stop resting above this candle high right here on the back end of this bearish candle. Come on, keep pushing down. Just looking to pick up. This is probably about almost a 10-point pickup, maybe a 9-point here. There we go. Got filled there. Close that out. Let's see. And again, I was just looking to scalp this area here after grabbing liquidity right above a high volume area on this swing right here. I'm very quick in and out this trade here. Looking for it to come back and just fill some of these gaps back down to the downside. Okay. This is the fair value gap. This fair value gap here. Back down to fill them in. But I knew that the market could still be bullish because the higher base chart is showing us it's still bullish to the upside. We have not broken any structure back down to the downside on the higher base chart yet. Yes, on the lower base chart we have. We broke structure below here, broke it here. So we were bearish on the lower base chart, but the higher base chart is king to all. Understand that. So I would rather take trades moving in the direction with the higher base chart. But again, this is just for a quick scalp to pick something up. Now that we are now breaking structure or re-breaking structure back to the upside, yeah, I'd be interested here and possibly even down here. So we're looking here at around 170 or down here at 160 or 159 area. The market could react at and, you know, go back to the upside. All right. So we'll wait it out to see. Again, on the 24 range, we're breaking structure lower. We got a major high resting right here, which could be a major structure break or a major structure break below this area here. So we're in between a high and a low, but our breaking structure lower base chart, but higher base, we are still in a bullish direction to the upside. You can see here, it rejected off of a fair value gap, pushing to the upside here, testing, you know, possibly want to test higher areas. It could do that. It may not want to come to our zone sometimes, and we have to be mindful of that, and it may just want to take the tops out. This is a major structure break if it breaks above the high for today at 204. Okay, so I'm just going to wait it out. So that's a few scalps on the day directly off the 24 range. Just how you could trade like this directly off the 24 range, but it's best to trade in the same direction as the higher base. Yes, I scalp short into bullish, you know, activity on the market, but I knew what I was doing here because I saw it grabbing liquidity. Things were kind of, you know, just making sense. We had these quick gaps or imbalances resting below. I knew that they probably want to come back, fill those in before pushing higher, and that's exactly what they did. All right, may not want to test this area of which would be like demand resting down here, because they love to fill the gaps, the fair value gaps in before coming back down and fill, you know, back down to maybe the imbalance resting at a demand or supply zone. They love to move like that. So I saw that taking place, but ultimately I'm bullish. I'm just was only looking for a quick scalp there. And now you can see it re-breaking structure again, like I said, to the upside. This is a demand zone resting right here. We have a high volume area, small little low volume areas within this higher volume areas, but you know, you have to be careful because the market can come down and test this area and possibly even this area. So it's all about waiting for, you know, rejection, reaction to take place. It just created an beautiful area of liquidity resting right here. So let's see what happens when it comes back down. Is it going to reject any areas? We're still bullish on the higher base chart. So far, it's made a higher high, and it's also made some lower lows. But now we're in between this leg. So let's see what happens if it comes back here or maybe a little bit lower, because there's a few areas of demand. Now, if it comes back and starts breaking this area structure or this area structure here, these would be minor areas of structure. And if it does, be mindful of what it could possibly be trying to aim to do. You know, this is a lower base chart here, but still, we could be breaking minor areas of structure to the downside. So, all right. So as we can see, the market is trying to, I'm trying to be mindful of what it's doing here. I don't really like this activity because it's we're breaking structure, but it's coming back and breaking on these minor areas of structure lower. So, and we're bullish on the higher base chart, the 120. So I don't really like this price action because now it's taking out minor areas of structure. It's push down, pull back, broke structure here, taking out this minor structure here. So, you know, it's right now it's kind of moving sideways, and I don't really like this price action. So I'm going to wait to see what it's going to do. It could come up here and want to break and take out this liquidity though, but yeah, I'm going long. I'm going to scalp this long to the upside. I'm late on the trade. My stop's going to go back here. And then I'm going to take profit up here. So let's see. We do have liquidity here, but you know, it could want to come lower and test some of these other areas. So this is very risky what I'm doing here, because yep, it's re-breaking structure back to the upside on a lower base chart, bullish on a higher base chart, but we're breaking through some minor area off this swing right here to the downside. So it did react off this demand zone, but we had already broken some structure, taking out minor structure to the downside. So a little bit more risky than I'm, you know, would really be willing to actually take. But again, we have liquidity resting right here, and that's what I'm aiming for because we're bullish off of the higher base chart. So in looking at the higher base chart and looking at price action and what's going on there, I'm more comfortable about this trade because it's actually reacting off of a demand zone, which is right here. So the demand zone is right here for anyone that's, you know, don't quite understand. There's a gap resting back at the zone, imbalance resting right here. So I'm looking forward to come up here and take out the highs right here at this point. So we'll see. But again, we're in a wedge, you know, for those that can't see it. It's re-breaking structure to the upside, but also re-breaking it back to the downside. So that portion of things I don't really truly like. The only thing I like about this is that the higher base chart is, you know, showing us that we are still bullish to the upside. Okay. It did come back down. It tapped off, it hit off this area of this high probability area of demand prior to. So this is a higher base demand zone that is still reacting off of. But again, we can come back down and test lower areas of demand as well. So we're in a wedge. I'm gonna be quite frank with you. Just like you can see it here. We're in a wedge. Breaking structure lower, re-breaking higher. You know, major low here, major high resting right here. So yeah, we'll see. Is it going to take out this high right here, you know, and then to take out liquidity here, or is it going to want to keep pushing lower and take out the lows? Again, we're bullish, you know, higher base, lower base. Yeah, we're in a wedge, you know, definitely so. I mean, in between a major high and a major low. So we're going to hold off here and just kind of see what happens. So fingers crossed we keep pushing to the upside on this entry here. So let's see. This would be a 15-point pickup here. About the same as far as my my stop that I have. I got to this trade late. I should have got into it pretty much at the break right here, 175 maybe, or even aggressive here at 172. So, ooh, come on, don't stop now. I typically don't trade this time of the day. It's 11:30 my time, but I'm scalping off the 24 range chart because the market on the The 120 hasn't really. This was a high probability pullback right here, demand zone right here as well. But it didn't. There wasn't any really alignment on the 24 range that I saw. So I'm scalping in the direction off of bullish direction off the higher base chart and trading what I see on the 24 range in the same direction as the 120. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm aiming for this area of liquidity resting above, guys. I'll be honest. I mean, it tested it once, twice, a couple times here. So there's liquidity at the tops right here. It makes sense for them to want to grab that before they do anything else. So this is the reason why I'm holding this trade right here. Let's see what happens. Come on. And all this is just multi-chart confluence. Reading the higher base chart direction and then using the lower base to look for an opportunity. So, yeah. I mean, it could react in this area here and push back down. I mean, because we did take out some minor structure to the downside as we started pushing back lower. Right here. And this is an area structure right here. This is a major low right here. Okay. A major high right here. As well as this one right here too. If we break this to the upside, then that'll be a major structure break to the upside. But it's just moving sideways, building volume in this area right here. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. It could play around in this area here and just kind of move sideways. Let me see here. Breaking structure lower. I mean, breaking structure higher. Demand area right here. They tested it earlier. Still reacting off of it. Let me look at this again. Yeah, I just think it's going to take out this area here above 197 and possibly the high up here. Because now you have an area of liquidity resting at the tops up here now. So that doesn't mean that it's going to do it immediately. I mean, it could want to come down, fill some areas in before making this move, going back up. Or it could be a fake out to want to push lower, fill some areas in, liquidity resting at the tops, react off maybe a lower zone, and then go back up. But right now I'm trading again, using or following the direction of the higher base chart and scalping off of the lower base chart. People have asked me this: is it possible to trade directly off the 24 range? I said, yeah, it is, but you want to be trading in the same direction as the higher base chart. This is going to be my last trade here if I get filled, guys. Hopefully I do. Just playing around. Like, this is the reason why I don't like trading this time of day. I love my 7:30s to 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. And then, shortly after the market opens up, like 9:40, 9:45 time to about 10:30, no later than 11. So that's the windows I like to trade. I did a video on that a couple weeks back and talked about why I like to trade that time period or that time frame. Pre-market's got, you find some great setups during that time period. Look at what it's doing. It's just wanting to play around. I mean, it's just building liquidity here. Here, the top's right here. Watch it take this area here out where this high volume node is at. Right here at 190. Look at it. There it goes. Taking that out now. All right, up 10. Maybe I should have closed the contract there. It's okay. I'm going to hold it through. I think I'm going to probably bring my stop up. But I may put my stop back and leave it where it was at. Should probably start locking in some profit. Yeah, I'm going to bring it back, guys. I hate to do that. Because I know it could test this area right here and then want to push up. You see it just ran a small area of liquidity right here that it formed. And there's more sitting up here. So this is the reason why I'm going to hold to my stop right here and hold to my profit area there. So this is basically a 15-point pickup right here. And about the same on the stop as just as well. So basically going for 1-to-1, if you guys want to call it that, on a trade setup like this. Something keeps telling me to take out with one contract here. I think I may at 10. I think I'm going to take one contract there. Okay. And bring my stop to break even, maybe a few points here above. Lock in. There's no point of like allowing to come back at this point now, right? Just go ahead and lock in some profit. If it comes back, takes me out of break even, that's fine. I'll be okay with that. But come on, baby, hit that. Ooh, I got this thing. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm out the trade now. All right, so I hit my TP on that trade there. I mentioned that this was liquidity just as well, and that's why it broke the tops here on the 120 range. So it broke this area here. There was liquidity resting on the higher base chart. It broke up, took that out just as well, and we just pushed to the upside. Go ahead and take this off now because we're outside of that wedge, and it broke an area, major structure right there. So when it pushed up here, it came back, broke this high, structure break, came up, broke this major high sitting up here just as well. You know, these are the type of trades that I look for. I'm moving and taking the trades in the direction of the higher base chart off the 24 range chart. Okay, so again, people have asked me that question. Can you take trades directly off the lower base chart if, you know, you don't have a zone where you have like a multi-chart confluence set up to where you have a 120 range demand zone, and then when the market pulls back and taps that 120 range demand zone, looking for a scale down zone off the 24 range on the inside of the higher base zone. Okay, if that doesn't happen, yeah, you can wait and take directions or directional trades with the moving direction of the higher base chart. We're bullish on the higher base, then wait for the 24 range chart to set up a nice demand setup to move in the higher base direction, bullish direction, as the 120-year higher base chart. Okay, but that's all I want to do is just share a couple of trades with you guys today, show you what I do each day in trading, just, you know, using the 120 range and the 24 range chart, but it all centered around supply and demand, looking for high quality setups where there's an imbalance or gap resting back at the zone, and using the volume profile as confluence. As well on this trade setup right here, even though we came down, let's move this more into the picture. Actually, what I like to do sometimes is use a range volume profile. Okay, now this was in a bit of a little bit of high volume area here, but it came back. There was a little low volume node resting at the bottom here. So I typically like to take my setups where we're more so in like a more of a defined low volume area. But this was a demand setup, high probability. We had, let's see here, multiple reversal point zones just as well. This was the zone for demand that I was looking for. We had a reversal point zone here. So these are areas where the market broke up and it was pushing breaking structure above just as well. I like to see that. Okay, it broke right here. I like to see that. Broke here. I like to see that. 1, 2, 3, 4. These reversal point zones where the market was breaking structure higher, pull back. This demand area, this is nothing but support resting right here at these reversal point zones and in the confluence of the higher base zone price action. Okay, bullish. Okay, but that's all I want to do. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please take the time to go ahead and sub by clicking on the subscribe button down below. Make sure to turn your post notifications on so you do not miss any of the uploads. Anyone that's interested in becoming an elite member here on the channel, the link is down below in the description of the channel, where I go through trade setups and break them down just like this. These are trades that I've taken and posted over on our Discord community so that you can take setups on your very own like this. All right, tons of trade breakdowns. If you become a elite member, you also get a great video on market structure and the video playlist. It's very inexpensive, only $6.99 a month for anybody who's looking to join. Okay, that's the price of a cup of coffee or less that you guys spend. All right, so do you want to go ahead and take that cup of coffee, or do you want to really learn something, put money in something that's very inexpensive to where you can make profitable, become profitable and make good money, okay? All right. So it's just, like I said, it's a price of a cup of coffee just once a month. That's all it is. All right. What you would pay for a price of a cup of coffee, $6.99, or, you know, I'm not sure what you guys pay on coffee these days, but, or maybe even a breakfast sandwich or a lunch sandwich. You're talking about paying that once a month to gain access to valuable content that could be life-changing for you, okay? And that's where I go and talk about the strategy in detail, where to place your stop loss, where to place your profit target. You know, I've talked about this in every single video, and I appreciate everyone who is an elite member. You guys already know that because you have sent me DMs and comments saying, Mike, the videos, I thank you for them. I'm an elite member. The video content is great. It's helped me understand the strategy more so by you walking through these setups. It's there. You guys just have to take the initiative and want to become an elite member. Scroll down to the description portion of the video. You'll see a link right below the Discord. The Discord's free. The link below that is become an elite member. Okay, click on that. 2 tiers will pop up. Make sure to choose that second tier for $6.99, and you'll gain direct access to all that video content that's made private to all those that are elite members. All right. Appreciate all those that are elite members and support my efforts as a content creator, and that is what I give back as a perk or reward through the YouTube tier membership program. Outside of that, that's all I have for you guys today. If you found value in video content like this, I know a lot of you like this kind of video content because I'm going through trades, I'm walking you through my mindset. I do this once in a while here on the channel, but I'm walking you and showing you trades that I actually take. Please click that like button if you found value in today's video. Take care.